Hi there and welcome to Living Well. What is it to be living well? Well, living is in large part wellness, so this show has been created to tell you everything you've ever wanted to know about your health, but your doctor forgot to tell you. So let's start by asking some questions and having some fun today as we bring together a group of wellness experts, each with a story to tell. Joining us on the show, Dr. Christian Bartels, owner of the Los Gatos Chiropractic Clinic, to talk about how our health often starts with the spine, and Marianne Alexander, a certified yoga teacher who will show us how movement relates to wellness, and Dr. Samuel Wu of Community Internal Medicine on the topic of lifestyle modification. Their expertise meets our questions right now on Living Well. And we start today with Dr. Bartels of the Los Gatos Chiropractic Clinic. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. What's a little history of the clinic?
Well, the clinic has been, Los Gatos Chiropractic Clinic has been in existence since 1961. I took it over in 1989 and brought it to the stature that it is today. Now, within that time frame, since I've taken it over, I've seen 23,000 patients and hugely changed those lives that have come to me for care.
Well, we'll talk about some of the saves you've had, people who are headed towards surgery that you're able to help. But let's show people what you do. Wellness Secrets video crews recently visited your office. Let's take a look inside.
What I love most about Dr. Bartels is probably his ability to communicate.
I think overall with Dr. Bartels, I like his flexibility, his knowledge.
I would think just his secret to success is probably because he stays current.
Tell me about the symptoms that were associated with this martial arts class with these advanced trainers. I love changing people's lives. I love taking people that are sick and turning them into people that are healthy. And admittedly, this isn't always easy because sometimes people come at very sick levels. Perfect. And as a chiropractor, I can say that the mind-body connection at the root of chiropractic is a real scientific fact. Every functional aspect of the body is dependent upon mind control, and mind control is dependent upon the conduit of the spine working properly and functionally to allow that flow to get through.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
Glad you do. The reason you should choose me as your wellness chiropractor is because I look at all aspects of your life and how they affect your future.
He has helped me get my energy level up through supplements, and he has adjusted areas that other chiropractors have had a hard time getting adjusted.
I would say Dr. Bartels has changed my life by educating me about my diet, about my spine. It's made a difference.
His philosophy matches up with mine. Let's treat the causes and not just the symptoms.
All right, so we see in the video you're helping manipulate people's spines. What is it that you're doing exactly?
We're looking for areas of restricted motion or malposition. These are the roots of chiropractic care, and also the nerves that come out of the holes are interactive with the soft tissue and the hard tissue in a very real sense, in a real-time base. Okay. By adjusting these areas of the spine, we're not only changing the dynamics of the spinal nerves, but the nervous system as a whole, and the feedback loops from the body through the mind, and that's why we call it the mind-body connection.
And you've been able to save hundreds of people from heading into surgery.
Yes, particularly about lower back disc protrusions, and that particular kind of situation is a number one problem in America. And lower back pain is the number one cause of loss of work and productivity losses as well. But when people come to me with surgical type cases for lower back disc problems and inflammation, what we do is we do traction to decompress the disc and then adjust and immobilize. And that helps the blood flow return and helps the hydration in the discs. And this is how, over time, we can change the dynamics of the protrusion.
Let's go beyond just the spine and our health in that regard. But statistically, in the United States, things don't look great as it relates to people's overall health. Why is that?
I believe it's largely a personal responsibility issue. People just don't realize how important it is to take charge of their health. And this is one of the things that we do, is we try and teach people what's important about their health in relationship to their ergonomics, in relationship to their seated and standing postures, in relationship to their sleep postures, in relationship to the foods they choose and the water they drink, and how they behave and how they think. These are all factors that we address in our attempt to get them to understand what their personal responsibilities are.
Well, let me take you one step further. You said sleep habits. Do those like contour pillows help, or the sleep number beds? I mean, is this marketing or is that real help?
Well, ergonomics applies to sleep postures as well as work environments, and ergonomics of sleep are very important for the remodeling process by what's called plastic deformation. Plastic deformation is an engineering principle that applies to human bodies too. So if you have bad ergonomics in your sleep position, then the plastic deformation is going to be a negative effect rather than a positive effect. So yes, those types of devices that support proper posture are all important.
You know, we talked about how people need to take a personal responsibility for their health and be proactive in what's largely a reactive medical system. What can people do to be proactive? What do you suggest?
Well, a lot of things. You know, stay away from fast food restaurants, sit up straight, it's as simple as that. Watch for clean water instead of dirty water. You know, choose proper foods, low fats, you know, quality proteins. Those kinds of things are pretty basic fundamentals, but it's largely what's being missed.
And how does chiropractic help relate to that health?
Well, the one thing we do is teach our patients that these things are important to pay attention to. You know, lifting properly, sleeping properly, sitting properly are all basic fundamentals that we talk to our patients about, in addition to correcting the imbalances in their spine and the muscular structures as well.
And one day they will see the doctor of the future. What is this?
The doctor of the future we use frequently as a statement that is quoted from Thomas Edison, where he talked about the doctor of the future will interest his patient in the care of the frame and in proper food and diet, and it goes on a little bit. I won't take it that far, but the care of the frame is a very important part, because you know, the frame is the connection and the conduit between the body and the mind.
Well, you could take it further for folks that want to come see you at the clinic, and we, you know, would like to say, if you're interested in catching up with the doctor, visit wellnesssecrets.tv, and if you want to visit Dr. Bartel's clinic, well, this is the information for how to reach him. It's right there on the screen. Coming up, we talk adaptive yoga with Marianne Alexander, a certified yoga instructor. That and more when Living Well continues. We're back in moments. Doctor, thank you so much. Welcome back to Living Well. We're here with Marianne Alexander, a certified yoga teacher. Welcome to the studio. Tell us a little bit about your personal history with yoga. What is it?
Probably 20 years ago, I had pain in my joints through knees, hips, you know, low back. Also, I felt like a deep part of me, you know, was dying, and I didn't have a connect, you know, with my heart. I went to a fasting retreat, and I was introduced to yoga. I could begin to move.
And it became a true love of your life?
Yes. Yes, a passion, you know, something that I want to share with other people.
And now you're helping other people, specifically seniors, and I want to show the folks watching. Wellness Secrets video crews recently visited one of your classes. Let's check it out.
I love Marianne's bubbly personality. I love the fact that she's always encouraging, even if you fall down and can't do it that day.
I think the three reasons I come to class are sense of calmness, the energy, and the inspiration.
I fit right in, and she saw to it that I did.
Okay, so you're going to lie down on your back, your head towards your chair, your feet into the center. So keep your feet here. Now make your feet come out to touch mine. The secret to my success is that I deeply care for every student that I work with. I love teaching. I have a passion for movement. I bring hope, the possibility to have a life that doesn't have the physical discomfort.
We came for the senior center for spending our time.
But we made it quite
easy. But we made a useful time.
It's important to choose the right yoga instructor. First, a yoga instructor that is certified in wellness, who has a passion for yoga. Bottom line, you have a gut feeling that this person can help you.
We are all one big family. We have learned to really support each other, and that's very important.
She's accepting of wherever you are, and so she encourages you to accept yourself wherever you are.
She looks at each of us as an individual rather than looking at us as a class.
Now, in the video, we heard about adaptive yoga. How is it different from other styles of yoga?
That's such a good question. It's a combination, and there's many styles.
each to particularly go with the temperament and the age of a person. Adaptive yoga is a combination of yoga therapy and classical 8-limbed yoga. The main focus is self-improvement and self-empowerment. We're really interested in helping people, to get a sense of how to live with their limitations, yet develop strength, flexibility, and mobility to be able to say, yes, I can tie my shoes. Again, yes, I can lean over that far. Yes, I can put my jacket on.
Well, now, you're giving us some specific examples of how it's helped people, but in a general sense, what are the benefits that people should really consider just at a root core level?
Yeah. One is a cultivation of a relationship with themselves that's kind and compassionate. The other one would be to develop the strength to be able to walk to the front door, walk out, keep their balance, not fall. Another one would be mutual support. Coming to the class, people get to hear about the successes of other people, and it really uplifts them.
And anyone can do this, right?
Anyone can do it. And one yoga instructor has said to me, if you can breathe, you can do yoga.
Well, that's imperative, breathing. So
absolutely.
Help me breathe.
Sure.
What are some examples of what you do? Run me through the drill.
Sure. Let's say that you have shoulder difficulties, okay? So I like to teach in levels. So the first level would be you bring your hands down to your side. Okay? You bring your attention to your thumbs, and on the inhale, you're going to rotate your thumbs outward, shoulder blades coming together and lifting the chest.
And then breathing in deeply at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
And then exhale and roll back. So this is pretty easy to do. Almost anybody can do this, and it begins to get circulation, nerve stimulation in the shoulders.
Why the shoulder? You've specifically mentioned the shoulder several times.
Sure.
We talked to Dr. Bartels about the spine, but how does this also relate to the shoulders with yoga?
Sure. We're particularly relating to a place where a person may have some limitations. And I just happen to pick that.
Okay.
It could be neck, it could be knees, it could be low back. And there's a particular set of therapeutic poses to do.
So yoga is more than just the sunrise salutation. I mean, it's a movement thing. So
yes.
In regard to movement, how does that help somebody with their overall wellness?
Sure. It increases, their breath, deepens their breath, but movement also has a relationship to the mind. And so it helps to calm the mind, to repattern the habits that sometimes harm us. And that frees us to know a deeper part inside of ourselves.
Professional athletes even take to yoga and find that it's not a workout, but a different kind of very strenuous form of exercise that in all of their training leading up to being a professional athlete, they'd never even experienced. Why can it be so intense for somebody whose body is trained?
Yes. It's working with integrating the mind and the breath, the spirit, and the body. And it's also working with muscle groups. So the concentration is inward, and the concentration is on linking the breath with the movement.
And you do some of this work through the Mountain View Senior Center.
Yes.
What is this exactly?
It's a senior center that's nonprofit in the Mountain View area. It's multicultural, a full range of programs. And we have classes there. I have classes, workshops, privates, small group support sessions.
Super. I want people to know how to get in touch with you. And for more information on how to reach Marianne and take part in one of her yoga classes, call the number on your screen, or, as we always tell you, visit wellnesssecrets.tv. Coming up later in the show, we will talk to Dr. Samuel Wu about internal medicine with a focus on lifestyle modification. We're back in a bit. Marianne, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back to Living Well. We're here with Dr. Samuel Wu. Doctor, welcome to the studio.
Thank
Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. We want to talk about internal medicine, your specialty. Give us a little background on internal medicine?
Well, internal medicine is pretty broad meaning, and including primary care and internal medicine. We take care of patients from age 18 above all the way as old as 105, my youngest patient I call. And we have a variety of disease and diversity of diseases.
Well, we will talk about cardiopulmonary health, joint pain in just a moment, but Wellness Secrets video crew has recently visited your office. Let's take people inside for a look.
The reason Dr. Wu has made a difference in my life because he assessed me and he caught an early stage of a spinal cord tumor that was growing in the back of my neck.
I'm in good health and I'm in good hands, and I'm happy about that.
When he examines you, he goes through the examination very thoroughly and put you at ease.
How are you?
Fine.
Great. Good to see you back again.
Good to see you.
One of the passions I have in life is loving what I'm doing as a physician, helping other people, and helping them to get through the difficult time, walking them through the darkness, and seeing them getting better. I do notice your blood pressure is a little bit high. We have the state-of-art technology. My special interest is in cardiopulmonary, as well as neuromuscular disease for pain controls, for instance. And I believe by preventive medicine and identify patients at high risk for cardiovascular disease, we can minimize or eliminate the disease at early stage.
You know, if anybody's out there looking for a great doctor, I mean, he's the guy to see. He's the guy to come to, and he'll take care of all your needs.
Oh, he's a truly personal, trustworthy person, Dr. Wu, that make me feel very comfortable to come to see him.
I think he's the best doctor here in Gilroy or anywhere around in my book.
All right, Dr. Wu, now help me understand what good cardiovascular health really is with this model that you brought. And we start with what is normal to what becomes fatty deposit, and then by the time it becomes a thrombosis or totally obstructive clot, you are in a danger zone that you could have prevented back when. What stages are people at when they come to you? And also, what is the timeline here and how to prevent this?
Well, the important thing is we have to identify their risk factors. If they're sedentary, or if they're eating a lot of fast food and healthy diet, as well as their underlying risk factors, such as their genetic background, family history, coronary disease, or stroke, or if they have any hyperlipidemia, high blood pressure, or diabetic themselves, uncontrolled or out of control.
Well, we should note that a rupture would take place before thrombosis or an obstructive clot. Rupture, that doesn't sound good. I mean, that's very close to where you have a vulnerable area.
Well, modern medicines bring us more comfort that with the progression of the plaques, this plaque process takes 10, 15, 20 years. So we have plenty of time to catch up and to stabilize those plaques. So the most important thing is, doesn't matter which stage we are with those plaques forming, as you're seeing on the model, we can still, never too late, to modify them and reduce their risk significantly up to 80 or even close to 100%.
Now, you help people with joint pain. Some of this are injections that they could take part in. What do you have here with these models, with joint pain and injections? What are we looking at?
Yes, so that comes out a good question. The elderly come to my office, 70, 80-year-old, they have knee problems, and they use that as excuse and not able to exercise or do any activities. So I offer them this alternative, which is a glycoprotein, that injection into the knees, which helps to restore the cartilage of the knee meniscus and also help the inflammation process. And I see miracle results, and they were sentenced to surgery or total knee replacement by orthopedic numerous times, but when they come to me for help, we're able to help them. As a result, they are able to be back to the gym or to the pool or to the treadmills, do more exercise for their cardiovascular prevention.
No, so exercise is important. We talked about diet as it relates to cardiovascular health, but in a general sense, lifestyle modification. This is something that's important for you to try to explain to patients. What are you talking about?
I think the key point is set a tone for them, have the right mindset. keep them motivated. So they'll be motivated and not try to scare them to death, but try to motivate them, identify their risk factors so they have the right mindset. And once their mindset is reset at a healthy level, they will stop smoking, they will stop drinking, or cut it by half, I call it, gradually. Or they could continue on exercising. I told patients 7 days a week, no break. We should do it at a daily basis. And different form of exercises such as swimming, walking, running, weightlifting, aerobics, dancing, or just simple jogging.
Well, you know, we talk about how it's having a positive attitude and how that would help impact one's health. What do you do to push people toward thinking differently, to putting away cigarettes, putting away alcohol, and getting into a healthy diet and a healthy exercise lifestyle?
Well, we have to look into their underlying problem. If they have a lot of psychosocial stress, I think all of us pretty much nowadays, especially in the economic downside, have a lot of stress in our life, in our home, in our work. We just have to realize those psychosocial stress and try to release it, and in a positive way. I think exercise is a good positive way of helping to release the stress in our life.
Super explanation of what internal medicine is. People can see it here. Thank you so much for coming into the studios. And if you want more information on Dr. Wu's practice, please visit wellnesssecrets.tv. And if you want to visit his office, well, the information is right there on your screen. Now, coming up, a final look at today's guests and what we learned. We'll be right back. Doctor, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Very good stuff. Welcome back to Living Well. So, what did we learn today? Health and wellness starts with the spine, and that's just part of the practice of Dr. Bartels. Reach him at his office in Los Gatos or through wellnesssecrets.tv. And healthy lifestyles are often met with movement. Marianne Alexander of the Mountain View Senior Center, who works in the realm of yoga, joined us to talk about fun ways to exercise and her specialty. And Dr. Wu told us about safe and effective lifestyle modification strategies while explaining his approach to internal medicine. Our thanks to Drs. Bartel and Wu and Ms. Alexander. And if you have a health and wellness topic that you want to bring to the show, contact wellnesssecrets.tv. Catch us next Thursday at 11 a.m. And as we always say, if you're not living well, you're just not living. See you next time.